I'm on the board of advisors here at Yestermorrow, and nobody has to listen to me. It's a great thing about being on the board. This is Robert Engman. In a class I taught, the only time I ever taught this class is the Masters of Design, and I gave Bob that pie thing made out of one sheet of metal. It was a hat. And he made it out of paper, single piece of paper. He sent it up to me. So Bob Engman was coming from the Bauhaus started by Gropius in Germany, came up through Joseph Albers and Bob Engman, who's now retired as a sculptor. And I think Yestermorrow is inheriting the legacy of design. And I think design in Yestermorrow is such a critical element that I decided to take on another project. Not that I need another project. I'm starting a museum of industrial design. And I think that the man-made things, and we see a lot of prototypes here, but some of the prototypes could end up being products. And I think, who's making the antiques of the future nowadays? Who's making the things that can be museums 100 years from now? Hardly anybody. You go to Walmart, everything is just trash. It's worthless. We can't afford to take the world's resources and just constantly dig them up again and dig them up again. We need to make things that last, that are beautiful, that are just terrific. So I decided to start this museum. I was going to do it in New York. It was going to cost me several $100 million. And I said, okay, how about Chicago? I'm doing it in Waitsfield. This is good. I mean, these are one-board chairs. I think some of it, like the one piece of plywood, I think these disciplinary ideas are pretty important to kind of think of. And so my idea for the museum is not just, I looked at the Smithsonian, I looked at the Wolfsonian in Miami, and the Red River Valley, I'm calling it the Madsonian. This is the first announcement of the missing museum in the world. This is chaired by a guy named Ken Weber. I think when people know these great designers, these are people who have done some really astonishing. It's called the airline chair. There's only about 12 of these in existence, but they're out there. I'm trying to get one for the museum. Raymond Lloyd did this train. I think we're going to see an emergence of design of the everyday things. It's going to happen. It's going to change the world tremendously. As human beings, as an animal, we have our hands, but we can't survive on this planet by ourselves. We need something to touch. We need things that we kind of link ourselves to something else, and they have to be as beautiful as we are. And we need to make these things that are astonishingly fabulous. How about that steel saw? I think when we make these things that are just beautiful, we'll tend to make beautiful things out of them. And this is Bucky's the Maxine car, a prototype car that had some interesting features to it. It's at the Dearborn Museum, and I'm in negotiation to get it on temporary loan for the Madsonian here in Waitsfield by the covered bridge. I mean, if I can pull this off, this will be pretty amazing. Here's another pretty cool tool. What I want to do is show people some of the things that have been made and some of the designers who make them and kind of celebrate that kind of human activity. I think Yestermorrow, more than any other school, I've taught at lots and lots of schools. Here's a one piece of plywood chair made by a guy named Summers around 1910. There's two of these in existence. I think that what we're recognizing in the quality of design and the use of materials and salvaging old materials, which a lot of people are doing, and just making sure that these things last. And then once you make something that's permanent, you use these resources and make sure you make them so that the people will love them. Because if they love it, they're not going to throw it away. And therefore you want to make it as well as you can, make it as beautiful as you can. So I think that the Madsonian Museum, which will be about, 5-minute walk from here, will be really an extension of Yestermorrow. This is an outboard motor. The Water Witch was pretty cool design. Looks like it's alive. Jim Sanford would probably like one of these things. And by the way, Jim is doing a logo. Some of the everyday things that we've all used and our parents have used are going to be in the museum because some of them are really special, really, really special. And there's lessons in all these. Lessons of taking care of the things you want to have and understanding the materials. I have a picture that my mom gave me riding that tricycle over there. So if anyone knows, can find one for me, it's going to go right in the Smithsonian. By the way, the exhibit cases in the Smithsonian will probably be made by some of these classes. Where's Bencini? I want you to kind of, next time you do your class, we're going to have some of those exhibit cases holding some of these things. The Bakelite radios were pretty astonishing. You know, there's maybe 20 really beautiful radios. The Scarab. And this is a toy, a model of a car. Somebody had made a Scarab. It was this really astonishing vehicle that I think we're going to see some reemergence of some electric cars. I would say, from most of the people who are really thinking about gasoline and pollution and so on, electric cars are going to be the cars of the future. This is our studio. This is the Temple of Dindor right here in Warren. Yestermorrow has been involved in 3 aspects of this building, different rooms in it. You know, I love Yestermorrow. It's such an amazing thing to kind of get students to kind of get excited about making things. Okay, this is our logo. Thank you very much. This wraps it up for the whole, how do you pronounce this? Pecha Kucha.